was an issue there. Now, I believe you understand it. I don't understand what's going on there. What is it about?
I'm not sure what other clubs he owns. Do you know what clubs he owns or has
Um,
interests in?
I think I think I think it's a French club,
Right.
and I can't remember if they were in the competition at the early stages. No, I can't remember that. I can't confirm that, but now I don't remember the name of the club, but I know it's a French club that he owns. Now that might have been brushed aside now. I don't know, but or maybe he has to pay some fines or whatever. But why would he have to do with? Why would he have anything to do with being winning the competition and not being able to play in the Champions League? I don't get that.
Yeah, I mean, the laws, as I understand them in England, in Britain, if you like, but the English leagues,
Right.
an owner can only have an interest or an ownership in one club. You can't have the owner of Fulham also owning part of Queen's Park Rangers or the like. So that's a very clearly laid down
Right.
situation and law that cannot happen. But it doesn't.
Right.
It clearly doesn't happen with international ownership. I mean, we know
Right.
with some Americans, for example, the owners of Wrexham, who's Ryan Reynolds and
Yeah.
his actor colleague,
Yeah.
they own Wrexham, but I believe they also have interests in America, and I'm not sure what clubs they have interested in, but there are other Premier League owners who also own, say, a baseball or an ice hockey team in the States. So there's no law breaking there. That happens. So I can't imagine if I mean I suppose it might depend if there suddenly became a competition, for example, of American soccer teams playing British soccer teams for qualification into something else or for a trophy in itself, then that may become an issue whereby you get an owner on both sides of the Atlantic. Because I suppose there would be a sort of conflict of potential interest, which is why the law applies to our league here in England. But as far as Jim Radcliffe goes, I mean, I've not actually heard that Manchester United could run the risk of not being allowed, if they win, to go into the Champions League. I've not heard that. So, and I would have thought that would have been identified as a potential problem earlier in the competition. If once they started to progress, if there had been any such risk, I would imagine something would have been done about it. Have it sorted out long before you get to the final.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't really say much more than that. I don't think there are international rules forbidding dual ownership, but someone seems to be saying perhaps there is.
Yeah. Yeah. I did see it twice last week. No, I've not seen it this week. So yeah, I did see it twice last week, and I thought, well, what's all this about? Anyway, um, you
You
be happy.
you're going to
You be
watch the
happy.
match? You're going to watch the
Yeah.
match? Yeah,
Which one? Oh yeah, the finals. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
final.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm gonna watch that. Now, Eric Ten Hag has been in the news again.
is it really?
Now he was talking about Ruben Amorim. He said he doesn't think he's got a grip of the situation at Manchester United. And I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. You you don't have a leg to stand on, actually. You don't have a leg to stand on, actually, when it comes to
Really?
criticizing. You are the problem. You were the problem. Now he's trying to fix your problem. So do you think he has any valid point there saying Amorim hasn't got what it takes to fix it.
Is that what he's implying? That he doesn't think
Yeah,
he's good enough?
yeah,
I think it's a bit harsh because in a way you could say Amarin hasn't had the full opportunity yet. I mean, others might say, well, yeah, but if he's got that ability to get the best out of players, he wouldn't have had. I don't know how many games they've lost. It's about 17, I think, this season, which is a huge number for Man United.
yeah,
But yeah, I think it's always a bit sad when a manager, whether he's a previous manager of the club or not, has a go at another manager. But that said, sometimes at press conferences, managers or ex-managers ask questions, and I suppose they could say, "Well, I'm sorry, I don't. You've asked me what I think of Anurim. I don't really want to say because it's not for me to do that." But equally, if people are asked questions, do you think he's got what it takes? He might say, "Well, possibly, but perhaps not because of what's happened this season." And of course, then they sort of rejig that comment and put it out there as clickbait. Oh, Ten Hag says Anurim hasn't got what it takes. So I'm always a little bit thoughtful, a bit suspicious of some of these clickbait things. I, as far as I recall from press conferences and interviews I saw with Ten Hag, he was always a decent guy by the sound of it. I didn't get the impression he would be bad-mouthing a subsequent manager. Having said which, I mean, if he felt he shouldn't have been sacked in the first place and that Anurim has done no better, arguably he's done worse with that team, then he might have a point, mightn't he? Maybe people are saying Anurim, he's not been given a chance, which is what I kind of said. But you could say perhaps he should have done better than he has done. He's fallen out with one or two players and so on. I mean, I even saw something the other day which suggested he might leave anyway. I don't know whether he's been offered another job, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's not there next season, particularly if they don't win the Europa final. I think then he could be toast if they don't.
yeah. I think definitely, because so there's something I read along the lines of what you said. There's something that I read that said it would be up for review. His job would be up for review, even if he wins the Europe.
Even if he wins,
even if he wins. So so he's on shaky grounds actually. And I thought he was quite secure up until the last 3 losses, I would say, in my opinion. I think